Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Let me highlight in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam a couple reasons that XRP is being widely discussed, especially on social media. Crypto media outlets like the one on your screen here, the Crypto Basic, been highlighting this as well. Here's the headline: $1 million bet. Expert day trader buys $1 million in XRP on the dip. That's right. As XRP had crashed a couple days ago. It was after the bottom had occurred, but this individual did indeed invest $1 million in XRP, and that actually isn't his first purchase of it. Then we also have this headline. You may have heard about this. This has been widely discussed yesterday. I haven't chimed in on this yet, but I've got something to say, as does attorney John Deaton, as it turns out. I'll share with you that as well. But here's the headline: Michael Saylor shift to XRP gains attention after former Twitter CEO shares clip. And so I'll show you the video clip a little bit later in the video when we get to this. But it's basically Michael Saylor literally morphing into an XRP coin. And then there's expectation or beliefs from some that this is positive, but not so fast. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so the quote-unquote expert day trader they're referencing is none other than Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports. Net worth of $100 million. Now, I don't know if he considers himself to be an expert. No offense to him at all, but it's kind of questionable applying that term here. Let me explain why a little bit here. Here's a headline from August 4th of 2020 from Forbes. I want to buy all the Bitcoins, Portnoy tells Winklevoss twins in Bitcoin interview challenge. This is interesting. And you'll see why, because he is full on, like, he considers himself to be in the XRP army. Like, he stated that. So keep that in mind as we go back to set the table here a little bit, because again, this is just a little over 4 years ago. And here's what he said. Dave Portnoy, the founder of the Barstool Sports blog and an outspoken Bitcoin skeptic, has invited cryptocurrency exchange founders Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss to explain Bitcoin to him. I'm officially inviting the Winklevi twins to my office to explain Bitcoin to me, Portnoy said via Twitter, adding, I want to buy all the Bitcoins. Invitation accepted, Tyler Winklevoss replied, with his brother Cameron adding, I'm in too. Okay, now here's what's funny about that. That meeting did occur, and just a couple months ago, December 5th, 2024, Dave Portnoy was reminiscing about that. And it turns out that before that meeting, Dave Portnoy had bought a bunch of Bitcoin, and after meeting with the Winklevi twins, which of course is the plural version of Winklevoss, he decided to sell. So the Winklevi twins coming in, the heavy guns, right, to convince Dave Portnoy that Bitcoin makes sense, they had the opposite effect, which I think is hilarious, right? I think it's absolutely hilarious. So whether or not Dave Portnoy had reasonably responded, that's up to you all to make your own opinion, but to come to your own conclusion. But here's what he said on December 5th of 2024, reminiscing about the event from 4 years prior. I bought $2 million worth of Bitcoin prior to this video in 2020. It was $11,000. After the Winklevosses explained it to me, I got so confused I sold it all. It's now at $104,000. I've been chasing it ever since. Dave is sad. Yeah, well, I would be sad too. This is why holding and then doing nothing turns out is the very best strategy. But the clip he shared here, it is funny. The Winklevi twins here, they were talking about how Elon Musk could go into space and find gold in asteroids, and that's why, as a result of that, you could like double, triple, quadruple effect. That's the concept. The supply of gold, so it's not nearly as scarce as people believe it is, and that could cause the value of gold to just plummet. And that was one of the arguments that they're making. Now, in principle, that's actually true, but he thought they sounded like lunatics. So I don't know. Now, I have no information about what the probability is of actually in any, like within our lifetimes or anytime shortly thereafter, even, successfully mining an asteroid and finding a metric F ton of gold. Like, so, I don't think that's something that's going to disrupt the gold market anytime soon, let's say. Okay. But in principle, technically it's true. And Dave Portnoy, he just thought it was absolutely batshit crazy. And so he was after, and then everything else that they said, he's like, I'm out. After that, he's like, these guys are crazy. He literally said that, by the way. He's like, I'm selling my Bitcoin. He convinced, the Winklevoss twins accidentally convinced him to sell, which I find hilarious. And he's had a lot of bad experiences since then. Here's a headline from August 8th, 2022. From Cointelegraph, Dave Portnoy's safe moon position is down 94%, claims he's being sued by Project. Yeah, so this was a rug. I remember not getting involved in this. Once this started getting hypey a couple years back, I was like, nope, not touching it. Here's Dave Portnoy's post from August 8th, 2022. I put $40,000 into Safe Moon. I haven't withdrawn any. It's now worth $2,300, and I'm being sued. He's had a rough go with crypto. And he went back to, he's like, no, Bitcoin only. He went back to that. Here's a post from July 1st of 2024. And he wrote here on X, the only crypto anybody should be involved in is Bitcoin. Now, that is interesting because XRP clearly has changed his mind. And so we found out about this back in, I guess it was December actually. But here's a headline from January 17th this year. Barstool Sports founder sees XRP going to the moon. And so he had already put in a bunch of money late last year after XRP started moving up. So unfortunately for him, he didn't find out about it before XRP started rocketing in the beginning part of November, but he did find it. Piece reads as follows. David Scott Portnoy, the founder of popular sports and culture company Barstool Sports, has captured the attention of the broader crypto community with an illustration of XRP. Portnoy, widely followed by 3.4 million X users, shared a GIF of XRP going to the moon. eToro, a social and multi-asset trading platform, originally designed this GIF. Interestingly, Portnoy shared the GIF via his X handle, depicting XRP's rise to the moon. And folks, I actually highlighted that at the time. It was just so fascinating that somebody who is culturally as influential as Dave Portnoy was posting about X. Yeah, that caught my attention. There's a reason I'm talking about it. Like, this is culturally relevant, unquestionably. 3.4 million followers, and he's talking about XRP. Yes. And there's a reason everybody under the sun is. It impacts people, and then there's this ripple effect, if you will. Anyway, according to the GIF, XRP's mascot was seen taking off like a rocket and heading toward the moon. For context, the phrase or illustration of an asset like XRP going to the moon signals a conviction that its price will witness a dramatic spike. And so that's not the only thing. There's this post from Good Morning Crypto, and he noted that Dave Portnoy, he'd already publicly spoken about how he bought back then, and this is December 17th, $1.3 million worth of XRP. So it had come up, but after that, it had come down from its local high then of $2.90. So he may have bought it, I don't know if it was around $2.10, $2.30, $40, $2.50. I'd have to look at the chart what it was at the time, but it was probably around there, and he put a lot of money into it. I know, so he's worth, it's worth $100 million. He stated that publicly. But, right there, that's 1.3% then of his net worth, and he didn't stop there, and it's just into this one thing. So I understand as a percentage, it's not a big a deal to him, but it could become way more, and he genuinely believes that it will, or else he wouldn't do this. And that leads us to the brand new article, $1 Million Bet. Expert day trader buys $1 million in XRP on the dip. And it actually comes from this. I don't really need to read the article. But this is from yesterday morning. So credit to him. He bought at a time when the market was still kind of scared. Like, credit where it's due. Maybe he kind of learned his lesson in terms of, like, the emotions behind, buying and holding. It's like he does seem to get the hodl mentality right now. So definitely credit where it's due. But here you can see Davey Day Trader presented by Kraken FX, February 3rd, 2025. And if you listen at the end of this, I'm not going to hit play. It's not worth it. But he just noted that right then, during this stream yesterday morning, he bought another $1 million worth of XRP. And so at the time, it was worth what? Around that time, let me jump up here. Oh, wait, that's today. It doesn't go back. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it on the 7 days, the thing. It doesn't matter. You guys know about what it was that time, right? So it would have been around here. So we got a little bit cheaper, probably. Could have been around $2.30, $2.40. It probably was around there. So it's up barely since then. But we're waiting for the face melting phase. So if we're right and that face melting phase happens, then he's going to make out like a bandit, as are the rest of us. Because, and look, unless altcoin season doesn't happen, I've got a strong suspicion that's what's in store for us here. I'm just saying. That would make sense to me. And here's a post from Dave Portnoy. January 18th, seen by 923,000 people. He simply wrote, "I'm already in the XRP army." And then we have this. Michael Saylor shift to XRP gains attention after former Twitter CEO shares clip. All right, so here's the clip if you want to look at it on your screen. So somebody grabbed it from their phone. This is Jack, and he posted this on Noster. And here you can see it's Michael Saylor, founder of MicroStrategy, which owns, I think, like what, over 400,000 Bitcoin. I think it's like over 2% of the total supply. Massive whale, obviously. And there he is, jumping up into the air, Mr. Bitcoin, and morphing into an XRP coin. So some people took this as a positive, and maybe they're right. I'm skeptical, though. I'm skeptical of that, and so is attorney John Deaton. And he shared why. Here's what John Deaton wrote. Dorsey has repeatedly stated Bitcoin is the only cryptocurrency he believes in. He's called Bitcoin the native currency of the internet and sees it as the best path toward a decentralized future, and dismissed altcoins, implying they are unnecessary distractions from Bitcoin's mission. He's criticized Ethereum and Web3, arguing that Web3 is controlled by venture capitalists and centralized entities. He tweeted, "You don't own Web3. The VCs and their LPs do." I remember him pretty much warning against investing in altcoins. I know people want to view his post as a positive endorsement of XRP, but I interpret it as Jack saying Saylor is no better or different than XRP or Ripple, who Saylor openly criticized. Jack said if Bitcoin's role in the future is to be digital gold, only then Bitcoin is wait, I said it with a weird cadence. Let me restart that. Jack said if Bitcoin's role in the future is to be digital gold only, then Bitcoin is a failure and it's time to move on to something else. But hey, I'm speculating like everyone else. Well, I think that's very interesting and possibly correct speculation, frankly. And as far as what Jack Dorsey had said about Bitcoin, that's true. There's a video clip here, and I'm not going to play it, but Bitcoin News reported this a couple weeks ago, and I liked it and reposted it at the time because it certainly caught my attention. But here you see Jack Dorsey. If Bitcoin winds up being just digital gold, I think it has failed. Now, that's very interesting to me because that's all it is to this point, and it just doesn't make logical sense to me for people to insist that they must keep working on this first of its kind technology, the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, when it's just so technologically insufficient. I mean, honestly, it was a couple years after Bitcoin was created that you had a solution that scaled effectively infinitely. You had it in XRP, and it exists to this day. Like, you don't need, if what you want is to be able to use something as a peer-to-peer cash system, as Satoshi Nakamoto originally envisioned Bitcoin being used, it's the problem solved. Why are you insisting that you must push this over and over and over again when all it is what you say makes it a failure? It's just a store of value. That's it. If that makes it a failure, fine, you're entitled to that perspective. Then why keep pushing it? You don't need to have layer 2 technologies. You can just use a different technology. Pick one. XRP is a good one. It's been around forever. It just works. How about that? But here's the white paper. Look at this. Right at the top, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Yeah, except for the problem is it's not a peer-to-peer electronic cash system in practice because it's too slow and it's too costly for transactions. It doesn't scale. So the problem's been solved. And this is all Bitcoin's ever going to be on layer 1. That's all it's ever going to be. And so I don't know why he won't just accept that if that's the metric, then it has failed. I mean, he's setting the bar there. He says that means it's failed. Well, it's not going to get any better. What, you think Lightning Network is going to fix this a decade later? How long have they been working on that damn thing? Not working so well, is it? No, it's not. None of it makes any damn sense here. So XRP's already solved the damn problem. Now, I still don't think it's likely that Saylor morphing into XRP means that he accepts that XRP is the solution. I doubt that. Technically, it's possible. And credit to all of you if you think that's right and you end up being right and he says that in the future, credit where it's due. I'm kind of skeptical of that. But the solution is already out there, which is what makes this thing so damn silly. It really does here. But either way, this is another thing that's certainly getting XRP talked about, unquestionably. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.